It's time for everyone's favorite program of the day. It is Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey. He's the icon, Mike Smith. And Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Glandon. He is a blue
He's all
screen.
blue. He's blue today.
Forgot to plug in that camera.
He's part of
That's
the
okay.
Blue Man crew.
He and his girlfriend had a fight, so he's all blue today.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we should have hit the sound effect there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we have that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you remember which one
I'm
it
not
is?
sure. This is your favorite show. That's the rim shot. That might have been
Crickets.
more appropriate, yeah.
I was leading service the other day, and I asked if anyone had a testimony they wanted to give, and I mean, it was obvious that we had sprung forward because everybody just looked like they were asleep.
Yeah.
And I said, anybody?
Uh-huh.
Anybody?
Any?
And
Bueller?
so I'm talking about it, and I said, so I asked people for their testimony, crickets. That's all I got. And then I got to thinking, well, see, even the crickets will praise the Lord.
That's right.
You know,
Well,
so-
the Rocks are going to one day, so we might as well
yes.
jump in.
Jump right in and be a part of that. All right, coming up shortly, we'll take a look at what's making news for us today. We'll also discuss sports as well as this date in history. Already dialed up the Litter Media Wayback Machine.
You want me to tell you? 1942.
1940, World War II era.
Probably something germane to that, yes.
Okay, so that is all just ahead. But first, we always start with a look at the forecast. So weather is very nice right now, and let's keep it that way.
I think I'm going to take a walk outdoors when I get home this afternoon.
No treadmill?
Well, I did that yesterday or last night, but I think today's a day you can just go out and enjoy nature. Sunshine this week, highs in the mid to upper 60s today and Wednesday. Look for low 70s on Thursday and Friday. And then the chance of rain next appears this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Good chances of rain each of those days. And a little cooler for the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, bring us back to reality a little bit after enjoying this nice weather for us throughout the day this week. All right, coming up in a moment, a look at what is making news for us today. But first, let's tell you about Haynes Total Health Care Center. They've been doing this for more than 50 years now. In fact, they started this ad campaign to celebrate their 50th anniversary, and they see about 50,000 people every year. It's incredible. People coming back just to get their alignment and feel good about themselves. Chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs, they can take care of it all. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, which is hayneshealth.com. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website. It takes you to an information page where you can learn more about the Bean Foundation and 988. And take a look at our website to find out what's going on in the way of news, sports, and you can find an interactive weather map on there too. You can dial it up to wherever you are in the world. So if you're vacationing somewhere in Timbuktu or whatever, and you've got internet service, go to littermedia.com, and that'll take you right to where you can see what your weather's doing for the next few days.
Mm-hmm. And you've got the lead story.
I do, don't I? The American Structure Point was in town last night to give some updates. They talked to the Ross County Commissioners, and then, of course, they had a special meeting to talk about the roads around the city park in Octangie Park. And our Aaron Glandon attended the session and has this report for us.
Yeah, one of the big things they talked about was parking. And Tony Linhart of American Structure Point said they will be adding 400 additional parking spots to Octangie Park, and there will be only a net loss of 2 spots throughout the whole project. But I'll let you listen to him tell it.
We're down to a net loss of 2 parking spots through the project. With the park improvement itself, there's an additional 400 spots being added inside the park. So there's space for people to drive to the park, and if they're at the park and they don't want to walk across the street to the downtown area environment, we provide a safe location for that. But in the street, we're working to make sure we're squeezing every spot that we can out of it. So I think we're down to a -2 right now, but we're still going to see if we can squeeze a couple more in there to make it a net 0.
So a lot of things happening there on Water Street and Paint Street and Mulberry Street and Octangie Parkway in the future.
A lot of concern from what I was hearing during the Chillicothe City Council was showing this on their YouTube channel. They weren't showing what we're seeing here. All you were seeing were the council person's reactions. But it seemed to be a lot of discussion about concern about, especially right there at the south entrance to Octangie Park, and what having a roundabout there might do to the traffic.
Yes, that was definitely a concern. And one of the owners of a local business there spoke about how, they're selling things out of their store, and parking is going to be in the park now. And so they're kind of asking customers to walk from the park to the downtown businesses instead of parking right there. And that's going to be hard on deliveries as well when stores get their shipments in. So a lot of things to take into consideration. And they had a survey that people filled out and handed out as they left. So we'll see the results of that.
The gist of what they were discussing there, from what I was taking from this, were they talking about this is going to create problems for us while the construction's going on, or is this after the construction's complete?
Both. Because the roundabout is going to take parking spaces away from the businesses there. Mm-hmm. And even though there's only a net loss of 2 spots, the rest of the spots are in the park now.
Gotcha.
And I can imagine if it's raining, when you want to go to said business and you're walking 100 feet or 200 feet, that's not going to be a pleasant shopping experience. Well,
one of the Melissa Huggins is who he was referring to from Ivy's. She was speaking about a customer who purchased $700 worth of paintings that were
big paintings.
Yeah, large paintings, as she described, larger than me. So I think she stands about 5'4", maybe 5'5", something like that. And so they were like, we had, if we could get her to our door, we can then easily load those into her car. Right.
Another thing that she said was, roundabouts are designed to keep traffic moving at all times and not have anybody stopped. But we kind of want people, the business owners want people to have to stop and look around and say, oh, I like this area. I'm going to find a spot and park and walk around and then go into the businesses. They don't want to keep the traffic moving and get everybody out through there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Unless you're one of those people that's like, I'm slowing down here in downtown because I'm on my way to the other side of town. Those are the people that want to see the traffic continue to flow. And I know there was a lot of concern about what about the fire station, which is right there on Water Street. And they said that these roundabouts were built so that the trucks would be able to go around them. I guess they could even go over them if they had to. So, and that was the first I'd heard that there would be a turn lane in the middle and cutting it down from 4 lanes to 2 lanes.
Yeah, there's a
with
photo of that.
A lane in the middle for turning. So, yeah, here you see some of how that would look. And I imagine they have to make that to create it for the roundabouts themselves, would be my guess.
Yeah.
So
Right here is what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd heard of that either.
Now, a lot of folks were talking afterwards as if this is a done deal. That's not the case,
Right.
but you have to start somewhere.
Sure.
And then trim it down. So they plan to be coming back, and from what I understand, Mr. Leonard was talking about how this is a fluid motion. It's going to be changing all the time as they finally pare things down. But they've got to get it all done by October of 2026.
Yeah. And it'll be here before you know it, just like a lot of things in time.
Precisely. And this discussion they were having, according to Jeff Creed, councilman for this project, he was saying, we're not talking about the whole park thing right now. This was just discussion about the roundabouts and Water Street. And so some people, I think, were there wanting to talk about the whole thing. But no, that's for another time. So there you have our report on what happened last night with American Structure Point and their presentation.
Staying in the city of Chillicothe, the 2025 State of the Community will be held at the Chillicothe Country Club this Friday morning. Mayor Luke Feeney will deliver the State of the City address, followed by Ross County Commissioner Jack Everson updating on projects throughout Ross County. The breakfast gets underway at 8 a.m. with the program at 8:30. As of this broadcast, there are only 15 seats remaining for anyone wanting to attend. Contact the Chillicothe-Ross Chamber of Commerce for ticket information.
This Friday is the deadline for high school seniors in Ross, Pickaway, and Pike counties to apply for scholarships from the Chillicothe-Ross Community Foundation. You can check their website or social media for further details, but keep in mind this is encompassing 3 counties here. So that includes Pike, Pickaway, and Ross, despite it being named Chillicothe-Ross Community Foundation.
There's a pop-up Rascal clinic coming up this Friday. There are currently 15 to 20 spaces for dogs or female cats and up to 20 spaces for male cats. Space for dogs over 35 pounds is limited due to their recovery and housing space. You must come in, prepay, and register today through tomorrow to get on the clinic list. Register in person at Ross County Humane Society today through tomorrow.
Wild turkeys are not safe in the month of April or May. The spring turkey season is split into 2 zones to align with the timing of turkey nesting in those regions. The South Zone is the majority of Ohio, comprising 83 counties. The statewide limit is 1 bearded turkey. Youth hunt is scheduled for Saturday, April 12th to Sunday, April 13th. In the South Zone, Saturday, April 19th to Sunday, May 18th. So they've got a whole month there for that last part.
Southern Ohio Women in Agriculture Conference will be held 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. April the 4th. That's going to be at the Bell Manor just outside of Chillicothe. If you'd like to attend, you need to register in advance at go.osu.edu/womeninag CONF. It's not the full word conference, just CONF.
Mount Sterling Community Center will host their Spring Bazaar and Village Shop Hop. That's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. coming up March 15th. So mark those calendars, save the date for a day of food, fun, great vendors, fantastic prizes, and more. It's been a while since I've been through Mount Sterling.
Yeah.
Used to go, when I was a young boy growing up in Pickaway County, if we went west, we always went through Mount Sterling.
Mount Sterling, yeah. Was just through there a few weeks ago, matter of fact. ODOT, this is our road report. ODOT is working on projects along US 23, including a turbo lane installation at the intersection of Trigo Creek Road and US 23. These turbo lanes, that's getting to be a big thing. And if you say, well, what the heck is that? It's like if you come out, one of them that they designed and finished a couple of years ago on US 35 at the rest stop down in Jackson County. It's like when you come out of that rest stop, it's a lane that kind of gives you enough speed but keeps you off the main 2 lanes for through traffic. So
that's the turbo part.
Yeah, that's a great idea that they came up with, and these are starting to pop up in a lot of different places in our area.
Now, they'd worked on the Trigo Creek Road area for a long time. Are they doing something else at Trigo Creek Road?
Well, other than this, I'm not aware of it. So,
because I came through there this morning and everything was fine and dandy. I didn't see anything set up. However, I did see that they were doing some work just north of the Eastern Avenue exit on 23. So you might be seeing some. I know some of the concrete is falling apart in some areas around the bridge where 23 and 35 come together. And so maybe that's what they're working on there today. All right, just ahead, a look at sports. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor, have been since 1977. And if you've got a need for these conditions in your home, you want to get them fixed. Same for your business as well. Heating, cooling, and plumbing. Accurate does it all. Want to find out more? Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to AccurateHVAC.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Find a career you love with Chillicothe-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Chillicothe-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, as you're getting ready for spring cleaning, they've got dumpsters available for you. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. And just click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It will take you to their Facebook page where they keep things current. And you can see what projects they're working on, what offers they have, and everything at this point in time. So check them out, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, at 740-253-8389.
I was just waiting for .com or something.
Yeah.
Come on after that. Yeah.
Well, that seems so natural, and it just wasn't there. Hey, going on right now, Hometown Motors Incorporated at 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe has their spring sales event, and while supplies last, we're talking new riding tractors starting at $1699.99, new zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. I saw one Spartan that they had, which normal was like $10,000. They had marked down to like $69.99.
Wow.
99. So you got to check these out. New walk-behinds, chainsaws, blowers. They've got it all for you, all at reduced prices while supplies last. This is not going to last long. So hurry in while the selection is still good. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Time for sports, so we start with basketball.
Yeah, just a little tee up here, so to speak. OHSAA boys basketball state semifinal sites were announced this week. As far as the local teams are concerned, Division 7 South Webster will play Cornerstone Christian at 7 p.m. this Friday night at Ohio Dominican up in the Columbus area. In Division 5, Minford will face Lutheran East at 4 p.m. on Saturday, but they're going to have to go all the way over to St. Clairsville on the Ohio River, or near the Ohio River, and they're playing at the ECO Center. I'd never heard of it. Don't have any idea what that is, but it's over in St. Clairsville. Speaking of state tournament basketball, the girls will play in their state championship games this weekend, and again, focusing on our local or area teams. Portsmouth, the Lady Trojans, will face Creston Norwayne at 10:45 a.m. this Saturday. These are at UD Arena at University of Dayton. And then later on Saturday, Waterford takes on Fort Loramie at 5:15. My notes said Friday, but that is Saturday at 5:15. So if you want to make a day of it, the two Southeast District teams playing there at UD Arena at 10:45 and again at 5:15.
Wouldn't it be so cool to see them all four bring state championships back to Southeast Ohio? That would be absolutely awesome.
Well, Portsmouth was there last year and lost to Ottawa Glandorf. Waterford was there 2 years ago, I believe, and lost to Fort Loramie. So payback time.
It is time for that, yes. Dave Truex and Todd Nace. These are two fellas who have been big in Mid-State League over the years. They have been inducted into the Mid-State League Hall of Fame. Truex was honored for his 28 years as softball coach at Circleville, where he won 416 games and had teams in the state tournament appearances in 2006 and 2007. And Todd Nace was honored for his years as wrestling coach at Teays Valley, where his teams won 14 MSL titles. And this is, I think Todd's been there for 32, 33 years now as wrestling coach. And for Dave, of course, he did more than softball, notably for softball, but both of them involved in various sports over their years at their respective schools at Circleville and Teays Valley. Congratulations. St. Trace Athletic Boosters are hosting an NCAA Squares Basketball March Madness tournament as a fundraiser for the high school boys basketball program. You can scan the provided access code to get what you need in order to participate. So where you see that QR code, that'll take you right to where you need to be.
In the professional ranks, the Cleveland Cavaliers go to try to tie a franchise record 15 straight wins, which they ironically set at the beginning of this season as they travel to Brooklyn tonight. They've won 14 straight. I think they're 53-10 right now. So Cavs on the roll. And in hockey, the Columbus Blue Jackets just also happen to be over towards that direction.
New Jersey.
In New Jersey, taking on the Devils tonight.
They will try to exercise the Devils.
Yes, sir.
Send them into that lake of fire. They went off on the Rangers the other day.
7-3.
And so it would be cool to see that continue. So that's 4 wins in the last 5 matches since they have, or did they lose a couple?
Well, they lost 3 straight there.
Was it? Okay.
And I think that Rangers win snapped that 3-game losing streak.
So they're about 500 since they came back from that world face-off thing that they had.
Yeah.
What did they call that?
4-nation face-off.
4-nation face-off. Gotcha.
Because this time next year, that's the Winter Olympics, which the NHL is once again participating in.
Good. All right, coming up, this date in history, 1942.
I shall return.
Details next.
Online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Time to step into the Litter Media Wayback Machine and go back to 1942 for this date in history.
After struggling against great odds to save the Philippines from Japanese conquest, U.S. General Douglas MacArthur abandons the island fortress of Corregidor under orders from President Franklin Roosevelt. Left behind at Corregidor and on the Bataan Peninsula were 90,000 American and Filipino troops who lacked food, supplies, and support, and they would soon succumb to the Japanese offensive. After leaving Corregidor, MacArthur and his family traveled by boat 560 miles to the Philippine island of Mindanao, braving mines, rough seas, and Japanese Navy. October 20th, 1944, MacArthur kept his promise, I shall return, when he and his troops landed at the Philippine island of Leyte. That day, he made a radio broadcast in which he declared, "People of the Philippines, I have returned."
Did a book report on MacArthur back in junior high, and the reason I did that was because of Mr. Murley. He was our language arts teacher at the time, and he would twice a year give us slideshows of his days in World War II as the secretary to the secretary of General MacArthur. And so he always had his camera, and he was taking pictures, but he would show us pictures from World War II while he was there serving in the Pacific, but then he also went back in the 1960s and showed some pictures of how things had changed in the Philippines and all. So it's really educational and not bad for an English teacher to inspire a young kid to do a book report for history on General MacArthur. So
a great backstory to this. Admiral Nimitz, Chester Nimitz, had a different plan to bypass the Philippines and go elsewhere. Roosevelt was kind of leaning toward Nimitz's plan until MacArthur, they were in this meeting together. MacArthur pulls out a speech that was made saying that we will come back to deliver the people of the Philippines. Of course, MacArthur said, I shall return. But the speech was delivered by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And he said, Mr. President, are you going to go back on that promise? They went to the Philippines.
And, of course, the iconic photos of him walking back and through the water, you know, and had those khaki color pants and everything, and water soaked to the bottom, and it didn't bother him. He just kept going, chin out, pipe in his mouth, and just, here I come.
The Philippine president was with him. And as they were stepping off the Higgins boat, the Philippine president said, General, I'm kind of worried because people if I fall, they'll think I'm going to drown. And MacArthur said, don't worry about that, Mr. President. People are going to soon see that I can't walk on water. Oh.
The great days.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's it for today's program. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we're back with another daily program to discuss items of interest that are going on around not only here in Ross County, but points beyond as well. It's beneficial news you can use and all the good news going on about things in our communities. So if you want to follow along, you can do so on our social media and follow us as well at littermedia.com. So for Mike Smith and our cubby reporter over here, Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get out and walk.
See you out there.
Yes, Mike will be looking for you.